What's up, guys? Welcome back, PewPew Brothers. Today we're talking AR15s. This one in particular, this is a varmint gun, specifically built that way to stay that way. Jump right in. What do we got here? Well, this is an LRB Arms lower and upper with a 16-inch full weight barrel. I wouldn't call it a heavy barrel because it's not, but there is no cut down in it, so I guess maybe it is a heavy barrel for ARs. It's set up kind of peculiar. Honestly, a lot of guys set their guns up like this, I believe. But anyway, we'll get to that. So first off, start right up on top here. This is a primary arms, 4 to 16 on this one, yeah. 4 to 16, 44 main. It takes a nightshade, which I don't have, that brings the scope out to like here, makes it look super tactical. But like I said, I don't have that. So for the meantime, this does plenty good. It's got a lit reticle. It's got fairly easy. Here, let's see if you can hear it. They're very easy to use turrets. It's got the parallax, which if you don't know what parallax is, well actually if you don't know what a lit reticle is, see if I'll figure out how to get a picture of that on there. So the lit reticle, I have a picture of it here. The parallax is so if you're aiming at 50 yards, you can dial it to 50 and it'll clear up the fuzz. And then if you look out at like 200 yards while it's on that 50 parallax, it'll be really fuzzy. So if you take this side here and you dial this one up, there's numbers on the side of it, and if you dial it up to 20 or to 200 or whatever, it'll bring you right in. Clearly this is your up and down, and then on this side of the scope is your left and right adjustments. This is how you turn your scope on, essentially how you get the lit reticle. Here you've got your adjustment for your zoom, which I've had a couple different scopes and vortex and all kinds of different ones. This has been by far the easiest one to maneuver, to actually move. Eye adjustment on this scope, I believe, is about is like up to 5 inches or something. It's a good amount of eye relief, so you don't have to have your face. You can kind of keep your face back away from the scope and still be able to see through it, which is nice. Primary arms, definitely, when I bought this scope, they were kind of an up and coming. Now they're getting pretty big. I really enjoyed primary arm scopes. I'm not sure what their warranty is. I think it's pretty good, but I'm not 100% sure. Let's move on here. So to the mod, or to the rail here. This is a key mod rail. This gun I use for shooting coyotes and target shooting and practicing. It's got a big scope on it, so it's not really something that I would use for, like, I wouldn't use this gun for self-defense or anything like that. And if it came to it and I needed something to reach out a long ways, I got a lot better options than this. This will do it, but I've got some better options in my safe. So anyway, this is a key mod. It's a 15-inch free-floated rail, which all that means is nowhere through here does this rail touch the barrel. So when you use a bipod or you post up on something, it's not going to affect your accuracy by pushing the barrel up or down. I don't even remember which key mod rail this is, but I've got a couple of the really cheap ones. This is not a cheap one, but the cheap ones were pretty much just as good. The only thing I will say is this one has not come loose on me. Where my other ones I had to put stuff on them to keep them from coming loose. So there's that. You'll have to keep that in mind. Let's see. Up front, so I've got I have 3 rail sections on here. One here, clearly one where the bipod hooks, and then one on this side. I would run a flashlight on the left side, and then a bipod or a grip, foregrip here. But honestly, when it's on the bipod, which it usually is when I'm using it, I pretty much don't even touch it with my left hand. Just let the bipod do its job. Or if I'm getting really too crazy, I'll reach out and grab a hold of the bipod just for... That's probably a terrible thing to do, honestly. But anyway. Got a cheapo bungee strap on it, which I actually have a connector on the back that I replaced the butt plate with here, which is nice. This is a nice addition to the rifle. So for left or right hand. But I didn't want to put a QD mount or anything, QD attachment on the front, so I just hook it to the rail. Yeah, it wears the paint off, what the hell ever. This is a tool. I've used it. It's going to keep getting used. Let's go right to the bipod here. For this bipod, it's a 3-stage, so it's tall already. And it gets really dang tall. The point is, when I'm out hunting coyotes, especially where I used to be, where this gun used to get a lot of work, we're shooting a long way. You're calling them in and shooting a long distance, so you're not, I'm talking 500-600 yards. So you're really not doing a lot of like running around trying to chase them. Out here they do that, but where I'm from we don't. So it's nice to get into your spot, sit down, get yourself comfortable, because you're going to be waiting a little while. And with this gun, with this tall bipod, you can sit and extend that bipod out, and the gun will sit just like this. Just perfect in the pocket of your shoulder. You can use your hands, play your Angry Birds while you're waiting for your buddy to call out the coyotes, because you know you're no good at this, so... Generally, I'm the guy calling the coyotes out, and everybody else sitting there playing the Angry Birds. But it's nice to have, because when you're sitting, that way your gun's not down. And then it's, oh, what's that over there? And then, no, it's just prairie dog dummy. It's also comfort, because then you can kick this thing down. Barely your gun's up out of the dirt, keeps your magazine off the dirt. It's just an all-around good system. They have obviously plenty of shorter bipods. I have a couple of shorter bipods, but this is my go-to for most of my rifles. I'll throw this one on my 308s and stuff when I'm plinking and playing too, because it's perfect for a bench. That way you don't have to hunker way down. You can just sit and shoot. Pretty much any sports store that sells guns is going to have these. The one thing I will say, if you're out walking, you gotta be really careful, because you can definitely shoot the ends off of those. And it sticks out a long way out in front. So, don't plan on shooting while your bipod's down, or up rather. So, there's that to keep in mind. Moving right along. As I said, this is an LRB arms, upper and lower. The barrel, I believe, is also LRB arms. Magpul, I've got Magpul grip, which is a rubberized grip I really enjoy. The Magpul bad lever for quick reloads. You drop that mag, slam back in, and drop without having to come to the opposite side of the gun, and drop your bolt right here. The bad lever is quite handy. You can lock your bolt back with it. Drop it forward, and then boom, you're right into it. As far as trigger on this, it's an LRB arms trigger. No take up. Let's see here. So you can see there's no take up. Then as far as your pull, it's probably about that 5, 6 pounds, something like that. Then for your reset, which, if you don't know, your reset's after you shoot, then you gotta let off the trigger. It's real short, and you're right back on it. Really nice trigger, especially for what I was doing with the gun. It's not super fast, but I wasn't ever trying to beat a speed record. Every now and again, you'll catch yourself boom, 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 tracking a coyote trying to get them if they're running. But, the bad lever, I can say so many good things about. It's made me a lot faster on reloads, a lot more comfortable than slapping it, especially with the scope on here. You gotta really get your hand in there just right, but with this, you can pop and you're right on the trigger again. Makes a huge difference. Comfort. Mag pull stock, nothing fancy going on back here. It's just a good runner. I have had a couple jams on this gun, mostly ammo related. I find whether I'm shooting like 2 ammo out of this thing, it'll run it, but it jams every now and again. But anything decent, really, even if you jump up just to Wolf, it'll run Wolf all day. Good ammo, it'll run all day. It's actually 0 to 200 yards with Wolf, and this gun's within an inch. 1 MOA, I suppose I should say. Which is plenty enough to kill a coyote, so. Yeah, here's an AR15. This is kind of I wouldn't say a budget build. I'd run this against anybody's $1,000 AR15, and I've shot this gun. This was my first AR, basically one of my first guns. It's changed a lot since then, but I'd run this against anybody's probably $1,200 gun, and I think I'd come out on top, to be honest. It might be kind of cocky, but it's just dialed, just runs. Never had anything really work loose. Every now and again I'll have to tighten these scope mounts because I went with a cheap ass scope mount, which don't do. I will be replacing this. I got some changes coming for this rifle. I want to kind of put it into a service, so it's probably going to lose a big scope and go to an EOTech, but we'll see. So, anyway, for now, like and subscribe, comment, share the video. Make sure your friends see it. The more people we get on board, the more cool stuff we can do. Yeah, Dirty Mike and I were pretty much paying for all this out of our pockets, so not pretty much we are. There's no help yet, so hopefully one of these days somebody send me some ammo. I don't think I've got any shooting footage of this one. I'm planning a video with a bunch of shooting footage, so that'll be coming soon. Yeah. Anyway, like, subscribe, comment. Thanks for watching. PewPew brothers.